Hello, my name's Gill Lewis and I'm the author of Skyhawk. Skyhawk is a wildlife adventure story, and the idea for the story came when one really cold winter's day I was in our garden looking up into the sheds at the empty swallows' nests, and I remember thinking, I wonder where the swallows that nested in our sheds are right now. I wondered if children in a country in Africa were looking up at the same swallows my own children did. And then I thought, well, I wonder if a story could be about a bird, a migratory bird that connects two communities thousands of miles apart. And so the story became a story about a really special migratory bird, which you'll find out in the story. But it's not just a story about wildlife, it's a story about friendships and about community. And the story is told from the point of view of Callum, an 11-year-old boy who, when the story starts out, he's on his farm, on his parents' farm, up in the Highlands of Scotland, up in the mountains on the loch, and he's with his friends cycling down these mountain tracks, when suddenly they see somebody down in the river. It's a girl, and they don't really want anyone on Callum's farm. And I shall read just from a section from the first chapter of Skyhawk. Chapter 1. I saw her first, a pale, skinny girl lying on a flat rock below the rapids. She was leaning out over the edge, reaching down into a deep pool of still water. Swirls of river foam clung to the bottom of her rolled up sleeves and the floating ends of her long red hair. She was watching something in the dark river shadows. Rob and Ewan pulled up beside me by the gap in the trees, their bike tyres skidding on the muddy track. "What you looking at, Callum?" said Rob. "Someone's down there," I said. "A girl." Ewan pushed away a pine branch to get a better view down to the river. "Who is it?" "I don't know," I said. "She's nuts though. It must be freezing in there." I looked up and down the river to see if she was with anyone, but there was no one. She was on her own. The river was fast and swollen from the heavy rains. It came down from the loch in the high glen above us. Late March snow still clung to the mountain gullies. The loch and river were cold as ice. "She's on our river," scowled Rob. The girl slipped her arm in deeper. Water crept over her sleeve and up to her shoulder. "What's she doing?" Ewan dropped his bike to the ground. "She's fishing, that's what." The girl plunged forward in a blur of spray. When she sat back up, she was clutching a massive brown trout. It flapped and thrashed in her wet hands. She flicked her hair back over her head, and for the first time we could clearly see her face. "I know her," said Rob. I turned to look at him. His face was dark and grim. "Who is she?" But Rob was already off his bike and marching down the riverbank towards her. So Callum, Rob and Ewan don't want Iona there on the farm. But Iona is protecting a secret, an incredible secret. And this story is about how this secret binds their friendship and the whole community together. I hope you enjoy the story of Skyhawk, and let me know what you think. Thank you.